Well, football has been in the news in the last few years for a lot of reasons. Concussions, of course, brain injuries, to name a few.
But lost in that discussion sometimes, the bonds that the sport builds. And Wave 3 Sports Director Kent Taylor joining us now. He has an inspiring story of an area player and how those bonds really pushed him, Kent, to overcome tragedy.
Yeah, this is a tight-knit group and a group that's helping each other through the last few weeks. Bryce Heitmann is a 6th grader at Holy Trinity, the quarterback and the safety for a team with one goal: getting to the Toy Bowl, which is the Super Bowl for Catholic grade school teams. And his dad, Eric, was fully invested in that dream. I'm talking about one of those dads who watched game film.
All Eric talked about was football and the Toy Bowl, and the thought that something like this would, you know, stop that or stop Bryce from playing. I couldn't even imagine it.
This is the story of a father, a son, their dream for a team, and how God's plan intervened.
He just loved to see me play. Just loved everyone on our team. It meant a lot to him.
Eric Heitmann was a UPS pilot. He had come down with something. At first, they thought it was pneumonia.
Next thing I know, they're rushing us to ICU. They said he had this, it's called encephalitis of the brain.
His temperature skyrocketed to 105.8. There were good days and there were bad days.
Bryce would come in, he'd want to talk about football and the Toy Bowl, and, you know, Bryce loved talking to him about that. I told Jeff, you know, no pressure, but if you can get these boys to the Toy Bowl, by then we figured he'd be in rehab. The doctors say they'll give him a day pass and he'll be able to make the Toy Bowl.
And then overnight, things changed.
Everything was getting better. He was walking. And then, you know, that night everything kind of fell apart and we just never got him back.
Eric Heitmann left this earth on October 28th. He was 55 years old. Family and friends packed into the ICU at Baptist Health Hospital. They formed a line to say goodbye.
It was a powerful moment. You know, there were so many people there to support Susan and the kids. And, you know, and on top of that, they wanted to be there, I think, for Eric. You know?
Maddox is Bryce's coach. He was there that day, and he had a playoff semifinal to coach the very next day. The message he got from Susan was crystal clear.
We both hugged each other, and I just said,
Jeff, Bryce is going to play. Bryce wants to play. I wanted to play. Eric wanted to play. Let's go play football tomorrow.
Sunday, October 29th, Holy Trinity against St. Margaret Mary.
You're looking at a 12-year-old little guy that is out there, and you just wonder, how's he going to react out here in the game today?
Early on, a fumble on a 4th down brought all that emotion bubbling to the surface.
There's a fumble on the play.
That broke my heart because I was watching him, and he doesn't like to talk a lot, and I didn't know where he was. And when I saw him spike the ball, which is not his personality,
I got a little emotional in the beginning, but I just told myself to clear out everything, just kind of go and play my game.
On the very next play, the Eagles' free safety made a play he'll remember for the rest of his life.
I didn't really realize I did anything until after I scored the touchdown. I was kind of in shock.
They throw this little kind of lazy swing pass out there to the outside, and he grabs this thing and takes it 60 yards out of the way for a pick 6.
And he wasn't finished. More touchdowns followed. The end result was a 24-0 Holy Trinity win and that trip to the Toy Bowl.
He never said they had to win the Toy Bowl. He said they had to get to the Toy Bowl, but half that team was in the hospital. You know, one day with us, and then the next day they're out on the field, and I think everybody just needed it. You know, needed something good to happen.
And that's what I told Bryce. Your dad would be so proud.
I don't think he would say much at first. He would just smile and hug me.
And I felt Eric on the sideline, you know, with us that night. There's no doubt about that. It was very special.
And no, Holy Trinity did not win the Toy Bowl. They lost 10-2 to St. Mary. And no, that doesn't even matter, because for a few hours on that afternoon, just one day after a family lost a husband and a father, Bryce Heitmann's performance helped them get through the first of what are sure to be many difficult days. And this is obviously a family with a very strong faith and a very strong community behind them that's just helping them get by moment at this point.
Right. No doubt his father was there that day.
Oh, there's no question. He'll be with him every other game.
What a strong kid.
Yeah.
I mean,
Really.
who wouldn't be proud of a boy who can move ahead like that? And I know he'll have that support around him for forever.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
Thanks,
wonderful.
Sure.